Up till now, we have studied the filter method for generation of the single sideband modulation. Today, we will study the second method, that is the phase shift method of SSP generation. So this is the block diagram as how we can generate the SSP. We have the two balance modulator M1 and M2. The input is given for the modulating signal and the carrier. For the balance modulator M1, we have modulating signal directly given as input, while the carrier is given with the 90-degree phase shift. So for the modulator M2, the carrier is given directly and the input signal or the message signal is given with the 90-degree phase shift. The output of the balance modulator is V1 and that of the balance modulator M2 is V2. Then we add the two output V1 and V2 and we get the SSB. So now we go for the derivation how we can get the SSB. So let the carrier be sine of omega ct and the modulating signal be sine of omega t. The balance modulator M1 will receive V1 as the carrier is shifted by the 90 degree. So we have taken the omega ct plus 90 degree while the message signal directly fade. Then using the formula sine A sine B is half of cos of A minus B minus cos of A plus B. This will form the lower sideband, this will form the upper sideband, then we arrange the terms like this. Similarly, for the M2, the carrier is given directly and the message signal is given with the 90-degree phase shift. Again, using the same formula, sine A, sine B, and arranging the terms, we have the lower sideband and the upper sideband. Now, how we can get the SSB? Then we have to add this input V1 and V2. So output is combination in the adder. We have the two inputs V1 and V2, and we add these two. So adding these two, we get the term like this. Now using the formula cos of 90-degree plus theta is minus sin theta. Using this formula, we have this four values at the output. So out of this, the omega c minus omega t cancels out over here, and we are remaining with sine of omega c plus omega mt. Then after this, we get the upper sideband which we transmit. The second method that we have studied is the vestigial sideband, in which one of the sideband is transmitted fully, but and only a vestige or the trace of the other sideband is transmitted. So VSB uses typically 25% greater than that of the SSB signal as far as the bandwidth is concerned. So in VSB, we reject one sideband completely as in SSB, and a gradual cutoff of the another sideband is accepted. So the we'll study how we can get this SSB into the VSB. So our goal is to determine the particular band. The main difficulty in getting this VSB is the design of the filter. That the response that for the in the Fourier transform is given as HF is to produce a modulating signal xt with the desired spectral characteristics. So you can look at the response of the filter. The response of the filter contains the one of the sideband and this part. This part is the part of the other sideband. So we have taken only the positive frequency response over here. FV is the width of the vestige sideband or the part of the other sideband that we add with the single sideband. So what we have is the frequency response SF is combination of UF into HF. Then getting this the second term that comes out to be the message signal, that is phase shifted F minus FC F plus FC multiplied by the response of the filter. So here MT, the Fourier transform, this is MF, and UT, the Fourier transform gives us UF. So we have the product modulator, we have the message signal, and we have the carrier over here, and the output is UT. And this UT is passed through a band pass filter that will give us the modulating signal. And at the receiver side, we have the modulated signal. It is given to the product modulator, and we have the carrier as the another output. The output here is VT, and it is passed through a low pass filter, and we get the demodulated signal, that is the desired the signal. So we have to keep this in mind that SF is this value, the equation 3.21 that we'll be using later we'll be using. So we have VT at the receiver side, that is the carrier is multiplied with the modulated signal. So we have this, when we multiply this signal, we have got S f minus fc, S of f plus fc, taking the Fourier transform of this. Now we combine the equation 3.21 and 3.22. So we have, so this f in the equation 3.21, f is replaced by f minus fc and f plus fc. So this f is replaced by f minus fc and f plus fc. So whenever we have over here is f minus fc over here, this will cancel out and we will get the output as mf. So here we have the got the output as mf, and whenever we have taken the f as f plus fc or f minus fc, that will give f minus 2fc. So when we have the f minus 2fc over here, so these are the term we will be getting when we replacing the SF by SF minus FC and SF by SF plus FC. So this is the output, and this is, since we are using a low pass filter will allow only this part to pass through it, and it will reject this part. So we have the output is this one part. So to obtain the baseband signal empty at the current detector output, we require V0F or the output in the frequency response to be a scale version of MF. So we suppose that this terms should be equal to 1 uh, within the frequency of the message signal. So if this value becomes 1, then we have this as the output, and we will get the message signal as we desired. Thank you.